Hi, it's Dr. Jeni here, and today we're going to talk about immune health. Let's start with why is immune health a big deal? So for the past year and a half, 2 years, we've been hearing more about immune health than I think we've heard ever. But the thing is, it was always important. It's just now kind of come to the forefront. But let's talk a little bit about why it's so important. It's so important not just because if your immune system is depressed, you're affected by all the stuff going around, the little viruses that show up, like the flu, the cold viruses, all that kind of stuff. There's some that I won't name, you know what I'm talking about, but I don't want this to be censored. So anyway, any virus, any kind of infection that goes around and affects a large number of people, the people that have the depressed immune systems are the ones that get the sickest. And traditionally we see that with young children and elderly because just naturally those people have the least robust immune systems. When you're little, yours is still developing, and in the aged population, it's diminishing and declining. So that's the obvious thing that you want to know about your immune system. The not so obvious thing is that cancer is like the ultimate immune system assault, right? So long-term depression and suppression of your immune system opens the door for that. And I don't know anybody that wants to increase their risk for that. So having a really well functioning, robust immune system is a great idea. So how do you do that? Well, I think one of the questions that I love to ask of clients that come to see me that are concerned with this is I look at something called a CBC with Differential Lab Test. And so that's just a fancy way to say we're looking at your white blood cells and we're looking at all the 5 types of them to help us narrow down what might be your area of concern. So there's the lab range for a person's white blood cell count that's this wide. And then there's a range that is healthy or optimal. So the reference range on most labs is somewhere between 3.5 and 10.5. That's the number you're looking at on a lab test to see whether you're in the range. Well, a healthy person, their immune system, on their white blood cell count, will see it between 5.5 and 7.5. It's a much narrow, tighter range. And when I see that outside of the norm, I start to work with people and counsel them and say, hey, here's how we can work on improving your immune function so that you can put it into the optimal range to lessen not only your risk of catching some virus going around, but long-term risk of, not being as exposed to nasty things like cancer. The other thing that I see with immune function that I think is worth mentioning is that it affects the health of your gut. If your immune system is depressed, there's things that should not live in your digestive tract, certain bacteria and pathogens and things like that. And if your immune system isn't healthy enough to kill them off, then you get a dysbiotic and unbalanced gut environment. And that just leads to all kinds of chronic health problems. And I see this all the time because I also do a lot of digestive microbiome testing, looking into what is in the gut that shouldn't be there, and all of those kinds of things. So when we look at that, we want to know that we're doing all we can to keep our gut function healthy as well. So I think that's another reason to check the immune system and look at all that. So what are the lifestyle things you can do? How do I talk to clients that their immune system is a little bit depressed and we're working on that? There are some supplement protocols that I use, but in terms of lifestyle, some of the most powerful things you can do are, number one, make sure that your diet is good. Sugar actually kind of shuts down that whole process of the immune system needs a bunch of things to work properly to kill off bacteria and viruses and cancer cells and assaults to the body. And if you eat too much sugar, and by too much sugar it's not very much, it's like a Coke and a candy bar, that amount of sugar basically shuts down the chemical reactions that happen and take place as your immune system should be firing. So to oversimplify this, really, it competes with the vitamin C and shuts down the process of that. So think about people that are all day long, they're sipping Cokes and sweet teas and eating refined, processed, sugary foods. They're effectively shutting down their immune system function all day long and opening the door for really nasty stuff to come in and grow and take over because their body isn't shutting it down. So what do we do instead? We drink lots of fresh, clean water. We eat lots of vegetables that have that ability to bring up the pH of the body instead of bringing it down. And we eat some healthy protein, grass-fed, pastured, organic foods that feed health and help us build good, strong muscle mass and repair the body. That's what protein is for. Good, healthy fats like avocados and coconuts and olive oils and things like that, so that we get a good blend of fat and we keep the sugar at bay. For that exact reason that I told you about, it's shutting down. There's a shutdown of the immune system when you do that. So that's the first thing you do. The other thing you do is make sure you get outside and get plenty of fresh air and sunshine. That is the best way we can optimize our vitamin D levels, is to be outside as much as we can. Now, if you're in a cold climate, like we've got about a foot of snow outside my window right now, and I try my best to get out there even like that. But then you want to make sure you're considering nutritional support in the form of vitamin D. So there's that. And then the other thing you can do is really good immune enhancing nutrients. Vitamin C, again with the vitamin D, zinc, and a good multivitamin that has methylated B vitamins and other minerals and nutrients in it that you need. So what I did is I created a pack, and it's an immune support pack. And it has these really cute little once a day packs in it, so that all you do is you open up the box and you rip out a pack and you take one every day. You can take, if you start to feel like you're coming down with something, you can double up on that for a couple of days. And I've had a lot of people that have bought these in the office, and they call me up or they text me or message me or whatever they do, and they say, wow, I was starting to come down with X, and I did exactly what you said. I doubled up for a couple days and I feel great. So this really does help give the immune system the little boost that it needs. And then you take that and you combine it with the lifestyle things, and you're well on your way to making sure that your immune system is as robust as it can be. And then if that doesn't work and you need to examine, you want to run some labs, or you just want a little more clarity around that, and you feel like maybe there's something else that we need to dig into with labs and all that kind of stuff, then you can reach out to me and schedule a free consultation, and we can talk about that and see if we need to do some of that stuff. But for a lot of people, this is the right answer. They just need a little bit of immune support. They need to be reminded and told, hey, what you eat does matter, and get outside and get some sunshine and some fresh air. So I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.